Welcome to the Shoals Symphony Orchestra's final living room concert titled Great Women of Classical Music. You're in for a treat today. You know, as December is already rolling around and it's feeling cooler in the air, it's hard to believe the holidays will be here before we know it. Thank you for your never-ending support of the Shoals Symphony Orchestra. You know, it truly has been a surprising year. But with your help, we're going to continue to rise to new heights.
Like Dr. Stevens said, with your help, we can reach new heights together. But I think I'll stay a little more grounded today. Thanks for joining us for the third edition of our Living Room Concert Series. Don't forget, you can check out shoalssymphony.org to make a donation to the symphony and help us reach our mission. Enjoy the show.
The last installment of the Shoals Symphony Orchestra Living Room Concert Series begins with the music of beloved American composer Gwyneth Walker. Her music is enjoyed for its energy, beauty, reverence, drama, and humor. A former faculty member of the Oberlin College Conservatory, she resigned from academic employment in 1982 in order to pursue a career as a full-time composer, living as a proud resident of Vermont and Connecticut. She was the recipient of the 2000 Lifetime Achievement Award from the Vermont Arts Council and the 2018 Alfred Nash Patterson Lifetime Achievement Award from Choral Arts New England. In 2020, her alma mater, the Hart School of Music of the University of Hartford, presented her with the Hart Alumni Award. Walker's catalog includes over 350 commissioned works for orchestra, chamber ensembles, chorus, and solo voice. The piano trio Today, jointly commissioned by the Bartholdi Ensemble and Trio Tulsa, is titled A Vision of Hills. A Vision of Hills is an extended one-movement musical exploration of the traditional Irish hymn tune, Be Thou My Vision. This has always been one of her favorite melodies. The reference to hills comes from the view of the hilly Vermont countryside as seen from the composer's studio. This landscape infuses the music. The opening patterns in the piano might be heard as the first light appearing over the hills in the morning. The violin and cello are marked as a voice calling out across a valley. Contrasting lively sections are inspired by dancing particles of light on the hills in a sort of quivering reverence. The final statement of the theme is placed in a 2/2 meter to emphasize the triumphant nature of the hymn tune. This is intended to reflect the strength of faith. Collaborative pianist Karen Cantrell and cellist Amanda Sanchez Sandoval join music director Daniel Stevens in A Vision of Hills. Barbara York has been working in both Canada and the US for over 45 years as a concert accompanist, choral, and theatrical music director and composer. Her score and lyrics for the Canadian musical Colette won a Dora Mayer Moore Award, Canada's version of a Tony, in 1981. She has received commissions from 2 Canadian symphony orchestras, the Boise State University Symphonic Winds and the Boise State Symphony Orchestra, plus numerous private groups and soloists in both the US and Canada. Her concerto for tuba and orchestra was recorded by Tim Busby with the Iceland Symphony Orchestra and is available internationally through Albany Records. As an accompanist, Barbara plays regularly at school, university, and professional concert venues throughout the United States and Canada, has recorded for CBC Radio, and has premiered numerous works for other composers at international congresses. Barbara lives in Pittsburgh, Kansas, where she works part-time as a staff accompanist at Pittsburgh State University. Today, the Shoals Symphony Orchestra brings you the first 3 movements of a brass trio from the piece titled Personalities, with musicians Hannah Graves, Bradley Sanders, and Tom Lukowitz. They bring us the quirky, romantic, and sassy movements alive from Barbara York's intriguing score. Jennifer Higdon is one of the leading American composers from the turn of the 21st century era. Her earliest compositions date to the early 80s, but she emerged as an important figure in the period of the new millennium with such orchestra works as Blue Cathedral, Cityscape, and Concerto for Orchestra. She has been prolific and versatile, producing music in most instrumental and vocal genres. Born in Brooklyn, New York, and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, and Seymour, Tennessee, she taught herself to play the flute at 15. Her advanced studies in music were at Bowling Green State University, the University of Pennsylvania, and the Curtis Institute of Music. Her composition teachers included George Crumb and Ned Rorem. Higdon eventually settled in Philadelphia, the home of the latter two schools. Higdon did not begin composing until she was 21, but received her first major accolades with Robert Spano and the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra. Her recording captured 4 Grammy nominations, including for Best Classical Contemporary Composition. Since, she has attracted numerous commissions from the most important American orchestras, including the Philadelphia, Chicago, and Atlanta Symphony Orchestras. Higdon was awarded the Grammy Best Contemporary Classical Composition for her Percussion Concerto of 2008 and the Pulitzer Prize for Music for her Violin Concerto of 2009. The Higdon Lullaby you are about to hear, with professional musicians Whitney O'Neill, Megan Merciers, and Karen Cantrell, was written in honor of the birth of Samantha Clausen, the first daughter of close friends. It was originally scored for mezzo-soprano, flute, and piano, but quickly became popular in a variety of instrumentation. Isolina Carillo was a Cuban composer, singer, and pianist. She was a member of the vocal group Conjunto Siboney. Coming from a very musical family, as her brothers and father were professional musicians, she studied in the Municipal Conservatory of Havana. In the 1940s, she achieved her greatest recognition as a composer of boleros, guarachas, and sones. The most famous of all of her works, Dos Gardenias, was composed in 1945 and is considered a standard of the Latin music repertoire. A woodwind quintet from the Shoals Symphony Orchestra now presents Isolina Carillo's Dos Gardenias.
Hello Shoals Symphony Orchestra fans, I hope you're enjoying the show. Just want to remind you, you can purchase tickets at shoalssymphony.org. Our first show is December 5th and 6th, and it's titled Miracle on Mobile Street. Join us for some wonderful Christmas music at the Shoals Theater. Have a great day.
Fanny Mendelssohn was a German composer and pianist of the early Romantic era. She composed over 460 pieces of music, including a piano trio, a piano quartet, an orchestral overture, 4 cantatas, over 125 pieces for the piano, and over 250 lieder, most of which went unpublished in her lifetime. Although praised for her piano technique, she rarely gave public performances outside her family circle. Her younger brother, Felix Mendelssohn, also a composer and pianist, shared the same education, and the two developed a close relationship. Due to the reservations of her family and to social conventions of the time about the roles of women, a number of her works were published under her brother's name. However, today we correctly attribute the success of Fanny Mendelssohn's composition career and feature a rising standard of the string repertoire. A Shoals Symphony Orchestra string quartet brings us the first movement of Fanny Mendelssohn's beautiful, moving string quartet in E-flat major. Libby Larsen is one of America's most performed living composers today. She has created a catalog of over 500 works spanning virtually every genre, from intimate vocal and chamber music to massive orchestral works and over 15 operas. Grammy award-winning and widely recorded, including over 50 CDs of her work, she is constantly sought after for commissions and premieres by major artists, ensembles, and orchestras around the world, and has established a permanent place for her works in the concert repertory. Our faculty trio returns to perform Libby Larsen's Barn Dances, a set of 4 abstract pieces for flute, clarinet, and piano. Each piece draws its title from the name of a popular dance step used in cowboy dances. Taking the name of the step as the point of departure, her idea was to take a flight of fancy in each movement and to create the musical equivalent of a character drawing. Today we hear the first 2 movements of Barn Dances, the first titled Forward 6 and Fall Back 8, and the second, Moving Divide the Ring. This movement is an homage to Gene Autry's style of cowboy swing. Maria Grever was the first female Mexican composer to achieve international acclaim. She is best known for the song What a Difference a Day Makes, which was popularized by Dinah Washington and has been covered by numerous artists. Grever wrote more than 800 songs, the majority of them boleros, and her popularity reached audiences in Latin America, Europe, and the United States. She was said to have possessed perfect pitch and wrote most of her songs in one key. She wrote her first song when she was 18 years old, A Una Ola, and it sold 3 million copies. In 1920, she began work as a film composer for Paramount Pictures and 20th Century Fox Studios. Grever once said, "I had to leave my country, and now in New York I am interested in jazz and modern rhythms, but above all, in Mexican music, which I long to present to the American people. I am afraid they don't know much about it. It is music worth spreading. There is such a cultural richness in Mexican music, its Hispanic and indigenous origins and how they mix, where melody and rhythm merge. It is my wish and yearning to present the native rhythms and tunes of Mexico from a real perspective, but with the necessary flexibility to appeal to the universal audience." Grever's first international hit was Jurame, Promise, Love, performed here by a returning Shoals Symphony Orchestra woodwind quintet. Soon-Hee Newbold is an American composer, conductor, musician, and actress. Born in South Korea and adopted as an infant in Frederick, Maryland, she began playing piano at age 5 and violin at age 7, winning prestigious competitions and performing as a concert artist at an early age. Newbold appeared in venues such as Carnegie Hall, the Kennedy Center, Wolf Trap, Disney World, Aspen Music Festival, and Tanglewood, and received her Bachelor of Music degree from James Madison University, where she concentrated on film scoring, orchestration, and audio production. As an actress, Newbold expanded her experiences to film and television. She got her first break in the film The Waterboy, starring Adam Sandler, and first major role in the family comedy Camp Tanglefoot with Greg Russell, Drew Seeley, and Michael Andrew. Published through FJH Music Company, Newbold's composition can be heard around the world in film, orchestras, and other performing groups. She frequently travels around the world as a guest composer and conductor, and her works have been performed at Carnegie Hall, Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts, and the Midwest Clinic. In 2016, the Shoals Symphony Orchestra performed one of Newbold's works at the Alabama Music Educators Association conference while she was in attendance, followed by working with Newbold on a sight reading session for the Alabama educators in attendance. We wrap our living room series of concerts with some of the Shoals Symphony Orchestra strings, harp, and percussion sections in a riveting closer titled Irish Legend by Soon-Hee Newbold.
Thank you for joining the Shoals Symphony Orchestra for each of our 3 living room virtual events. 'Twas the night before concerts, when all through the house not a waltz was stirring, not even a Strauss. The tubas were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that the maestro soon would be there. The patrons were nestled all snug in their beds, while sounds of the symphony danced in their heads. With tickets in hand, purchased through the Facebook app, maestros settled down for a brief winter's nap.